Okay, next question. Why do people only talk to me about plans, I assume supplement plans, F, G, or N? What is wrong with plans K, L, or M? Well, that's true. Almost all of our clients that have Medicare supplements are in plans F, G, or N, with the greatest majority of them being in plans G, Plan G. The reason why is because the Medicare supplement plans, the other plans are generally not sufficient for the things you look to get covered with a Medicare supplement. I actually pulled out the grid here, and I'm going to put it up on the screen for the next few moments so that you can see what we're looking at. And this grid is going to show you what goes on a Medicare supplement. So I'm just going to show you a couple things here. Plan A, the reason it's not sufficient is, as you look down, there's no coverage on a skilled nursing facility. Now, Medicare covers up to 100 days. With the first 20 days, it covers 100%, assuming you meet Medicare's criteria for the coverage. Days 21 through 100, they leave you with a daily copay. Now, I'm not going to announce it here because that daily copay is going to change each year. It's most likely going to go up, and you're going to and your supplement is going to continue to compensate for it. However, if you choose a Plan A Medicare supplement, it's not going to cover it, and you're actually going to be without that coverage, and that's something you may actually want. The same with the Part A deductible. There is a Part A deductible. Again, the amount changes per year, and to kind of keep things consistent, I'm not going to say it on this video, but in 2019 it is a number that's going to probably go up in 2020, etc., etc. And it's over $1,000 at this point. And if you want that coverage, you probably have an expectation your Medicare supplement insurance covers that for you. Plan A does not do that, simple enough. The difference in premium between a Plan A and, say, a Plan N is certainly not enough to cover one deductible period. It's not even enough to cover 10 days in the nursing home, say, or their days 21 through 30. What the supplement would not be covering that, say, the Plan N would cover, would instantly more than make up that premium difference. So right there is a reason that we were not going to recommend a person gets a Medicare supplement Plan A. Move over a column, Plan B, you get your Part A deductible covered. You get that additional $1,000+ covered. However, you still don't get the nursing care coverage. And like I say, 10 simple days in a nursing home that Medicare would be covering, that you would have to pay yourself. The difference in price between a Plan B and a Plan N does not make up for what you would be paying yourself that supplement is leaving. So right there is a reason we're not going to recommend it at all. Incidentally, just as an aside, you can tell it's a government operation. Medicare has parts, Medicare supplements have plans. A Medicare Plan A is not Medicare Part A. A Medicare Supplement Plan A, is not Medicare Part A. A Medicare Supplement Plan B is not Medicare Part B. Medicare Part B is medical insurance. Medicare Supplement Part B, Medicare Supplement Plan B, getting me to do it, are these benefits listed here on this page. So they are two different things. I can always tell when a person comes to me after having purchased their Medicare supplement over the phone, online, by the mail, from a TV commercial, basically having never talked to anybody but just went and did it themselves. It's because they have a Medicare Supplement Plan A or Plan B. They purchased a Medicare Supplement Plan A or Plan B thinking they needed to get Medicare Part B. So they think they enrolled in Medicare Part B, but they actually purchased a Medicare Supplement Plan B. That happens. That's a very real thing. That's a very serious thing, and it happens, unfortunately, more often than it should. Once a year, I run into one person that has done this. Some years I get it more than that, but once every single year, I run into a person that has a Medicare Supplement Plan B thinking that it's Medicare Part B. It happens. It's a real thing. Don't do it. That's why we always say talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about. You may not like to talk to insurance agents, insurance brokers, whatever, but we do understand Medicare, and we are here to help you understand Medicare, even if you don't buy from us. That's the whole reason I take the time to do these videos. So Plan B is not going to cover what you are going to expect your Medicare supplement to cover, pure and simple. Medicare Supplement Plan C, for all intents and purposes, is the same as a Medicare Supplement Plan F. In the state of Ohio where I live, the only difference between a C and an F are the excess charges, and excess charges can't be charged by Ohio doctors, so it's a useless benefit, so the price is close to the same. We'll put somebody in an F. A number of people in other states are in Plan C. There is not much of a difference today between a Plan C and an F, except for those excess charges. They can be a big thing for some people in some states. It becomes relevant based on the state you're in. Same thing for Plan D. It's almost identical to a Plan G, except that the D is missing the excess charges. Again, it's no big deal in Ohio. The premium difference is almost identical. We'll put most of our people in a Plan G as a result. If you are in a state where excess charges can be charged, see our other videos for excess charges or talk to somebody. I'm not going to go over it here. But the excess charges, when they can be charged, it can be significant depending on what was done, although it may not be. However, D, when we are in states like West Virginia, Kentucky, where excess charges can be charged, the Plan C, the Plan D is not as appropriate a pick as an F and a G might be, because excess can be charged there. Simple enough. You'll notice on these graphs, Plan E is gone. There was nothing wrong with Plan E, but Plan E stopped being for sale. I can't even tell you the year anymore. It was before 2010. They haven't been for sale in a while. Plan E was very similar to a Plan D, except Plan E also included some preventative care coverage. This was before the Affordable Care Act kicked in, and Plan E, when the Affordable Care Act kicked in, a lot of preventative services got shifted into Medicare Part B's basic benefits. Therefore, all the supplements cover them, because that makes Plan E look very similar to a Plan D. When there's no more need for preventative services, they pulled Plan E. So you can no longer purchase it. If you have it, you can keep it. As far as I know, anyone with any Medicare supplement is not going to lose it, even if the new supplements are not available for sale, but that does not mean that you can purchase a new one. So Plan E is gone. F and G are where most people are. It's the most comprehensive. I'm going to skip Plans K and L for just a minute, and I'm going to go on to M and N. I'm also going to mention Plans H, I, and J, which you'll notice is different, or which is absent from this graph, excuse me. Very similar to the Plan E. It looks like the other supplements available, except Plans H, I, and J, also used to include prescription drug coverage in them. Before before the Medicare Modernization Act of 2003 was enacted and Medicare prescription drug program began in 2006, the only way that you could get any kind of prescription drug coverage when you were on Medicare, if it was not provided through an employer or a group, was to get it through a Medicare Supplement Plans H, I, and J. Those plans, now that there is Medicare Part D, are no longer available. People that have plans H, I, and J are allowed to keep it. However, I don't remember the year that this became the case, but plans H, I, and J are no longer considered creditable coverage, and if you have plans H, I, and J instead of a Part D prescription drug plan, then you are being seen as having refused Medicare Part D. The coverage is not considered appropriate. If you go into a Part D plan at this point, there would be some penalties associated with it, so be aware of that. You are not being forced to drop it. You can drop the drug coverage and keep the plan. However, if you did not pick up Medicare Part D to this point and you have plans H, I, and J, you do have a penalty that's going to be associated with it if you choose to get Medicare Part D. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right. Plans M and N. Plan N is actually an appropriate plan for some people. We don't have too many in it. We don't think that the savings in it is worth it to Plan G. When you compare the premiums between them at the moment, the prices are not so far off that the savings is worth the additional copays that you pay on Plan N. It's a $20 copay for some office visits and up to $50 each time you go to an emergency room if you're not admitted to a hospital after that. For a healthy person, there's some savings. For a person when there's a health issue, you could wind up eating that price difference between them with doctor office visits that you're going to have to see. Additionally, the Plan N does not include excess charges, same as Plan C and Plan D. In Ohio, that's no big deal. In our other states, West Virginia and Kentucky, that can be a big deal, so that's something that we do have a talk about with our people, and that also does lend to the appropriateness of recommending Plan N when it is and when it's not. It's a little bit less appropriate in states that allow excess charges as a result. Plan M, I actually needed to go and look up the benefits on. It's been so long since I've actually sold them. I actually don't know too many companies that have Plan M anymore. I did a quick look. I found about 4 or 5 in Ohio that do it. The premium savings, again, it's not worth it compared to Plan G. The only difference between Plan M and Plan G is Plan M only cover, and this is M as in Mary, only covers 50% of the hospital deductible. So if the hospital deductible is $1,000 per occurrence, you're going to be paying $500. And since that can happen multiple times in the year, the Plan M means that right off the bat, you're going to be eating into your premium savings if you're going to the hospital 1-2 times in the year. That again doesn't make it an appropriate plan to offer. It also doesn't include the excess charges. See my previous statements about the excess charges. Now, plans K and L. Again, I had to look this one up. So I want to explain that. The first plans K and L were the first Medicare supplement extensions to come up when supplements started being changed after the grid was created in 1990. For over 10 years, your supplement options were plans A through J. Then 2 other plans were added, K and L. And what it was a decision to try to make a Medicare supplement version of a Medicare Advantage plan. So in other words, you could stay on Medicare, you could have your own prescription drug coverage, you could go to any doctor, any hospital, anywhere in the United States that takes Medicare, basically all the benefits of the supplement, but with some cost sharing. And in exchange for cost sharing, you also have a reduced premium. I actually had a few people who had them for a little bit, and then after a little bit of use, every single one of them switched to a traditional Medicare supplement or a Medicare Advantage plan. And today, I have no reason to offer plans K or L compared to a plan G or a plan N. Here's what those benefits are. Plan K and Plan L both offer 100% of the Medicare Part A hospital coinsurance. And what that means is if you go into a hospital after 6 months, after 90 days, 60 days, after 60 days, there's a copay if you're in a hospital till day 90. From day 90 to day 150, there's a higher cost share that you're going to have to pay once in your lifetime. And that's all you get a benefit for, is once in your lifetime. 100% of that will be covered. There's an additional year after that where Medicare doesn't pay anything, but the supplement will continue to pay. Plans K and L will pay 100% of that like every other supplement. The next benefit is where things get different. The next benefit on this block that you can see is the main reason people tend to get a Medicare supplement. It's the Medicare Part B coinsurance. Usually what that means is it's going to pay 100% of the 20%. Medicare Part B pays 80% of most charges. Most people get supplements to pay 100% of the remaining 20%. However, Plan K only pays up to 50% of the remaining 20%. So you will have something left over. Plan L is 75%. Next block. The first 3 pints, generally a supplement pays that full bill. Plan K only pays 50% if you have to buy the first 3 pints of blood. Plan L 75%. Hospice, same deal. 50% or 75% versus 100%. Skilled nursing facility, the thing that plans A and B do not cover entirely. Plan K and L will, but Plan K will cover 50% of it, whatever your charges are for however many days you're there. Plan L will cover only 75% of it. And again, it doesn't cover the deductible, it doesn't cover the excess charges, and what's a little bit unique is it also doesn't cover the foreign travel emergency, just like plans A and B. They don't cover that either. Now, because these are cost-sharing supplements, they do have emergency stop losses or out-of-pocket limits, just like a Medicare Advantage plan will. And what that means is that you could wind up in an emergency having all of the bills paid after your out-of-pockets. And you'll see on this grid, since we're looking at 2019, the annual out-of-pocket limit for Plan K is $5,560, and for Plan L, it's $2,780. That is your share. That is what you have to pay if you wind up having medical issues coming up. So you could have to pay 25% of whatever's left over on Plan L for your 80/20 until you've paid $2,780. Now those numbers are indexed for inflation upward. That means that you will wind up having a higher out-of-pocket maximum, most likely, that you're going to have to pay in the year 2020 and 2021. Typically, what that means is that the supplement's price will go down just a little bit, but you're still not going to have that. And generally, when we do a calculation for somebody, figuring out that you're going to have $2,780 to spend out of your own pocket is way more than the premium difference between a plan L and a plan, let's say, N, as an example. And that's the reason why the majority of our clients wind up in a plan F, G, or N, with most of them winding up in plan G. The reason why is the difference between plan F and plan G is the Medicare Part B premium, and the Medicare Part B premium is less than the premium difference between plans F and G. And when you see people talking with you about Medicare supplements, that is the reason why we do not put people, and most other agents do not put people in plans A, B, K, or L. That was a lot of information. I hope that helps. I did want to go over that because I thought that was a good question. You still see them for sale. I looked, there's still about 5 or 6 companies selling some of these other plans, although the vast majority of companies are selling plans F, G, or N. Oh, it is a federal law that if you offer any Medicare supplement, you must offer plan A. So I just want to point that out. So every Medicare supplement has to offer Medicare Part A. It is the law. I don't know of any Medicare supplement carrier that actually wants you to have a Medicare supplement plan A, but plan A is available by everybody that offers an F or a G or even a K or a D. So I hope that helps. Any questions? Send us an email, give us a call. Be sure to like our page, subscribe to our channel, and we'll be back in another couple of weeks with another video.